Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Tonelico reaction. It's been a little bit since I've heard anything from this game, and apparently this is the openings from all three of the games. I don't know if there's more games than three. I just know that this is for 1, 2, and 3, and it's about 7.5 minutes long, and I don't know what I'm going to be getting into, if they're going to be blended or if it's just going to be individual songs one after the other. But Renshin and my members producer Q wanted me to get to these, so I guess without further ado, let's go! Ooh, that's some crusty Dolby. It's got some low-res intro scroll here. I guess I didn't realize that this game might be older, you know? I assumed it was something more modern. I never really looked it up or anything, so. Man, using broad stereo? I'm gonna double check the quality here. Wow. 480p. Well, that explains a lot. I'm hearing some crusty audio quality too, so I wanted to check. I'll work through it. It might not give me the best experience though. Lower quality uploads tend to do that. Ooh, the offbeat kick that threw me off there. This is a game, right? Because this is giving anime hardcore. But I do know some RPGs that had similar intros, so maybe it's both. This is definitely an early 2000s art style though. That was a nice opening though. I'm liking the vibes. Ooh, okay, changing up the vibe already. Ooh. Oh, counter harmonies. Oh my god. Beautiful chord though. I can already hear some of the motif stuff from the last one. I was feeling like this is going to get more like dark with how it started, but maybe not. Whoa, okay. I'm still using that stereo space. That was so aggressive. What an acceleration past the ears. God, those harmonies. quality. Blending two largely very different songs there by the end. That was super cool. Okay. Still using that stereo. They love sweeping between in the stereo. That one that just zipped by my head was insane, though. That's the most aggressive panning I've ever heard. This one is more toned down. Ooh. Full major resolution there. These are beautifully written. Using the motif from each too, like building off of that. Very nice. I like it when they keep things very clearly connected like that. Like they're sequels, right? You would hope that they would be connected. Ooh. Oh, that was weird. Did you skip a beat there? Ooh. That was not a major resolution. Ah. The dynamics on it. I love the vocals. They're so fantastic. So well written. They're written so tightly, but like so tightly that they're struggling to get by each other at times. Really crunchy harmonies. Nice resolution for the end, though, too. Man, that did not feel like 7.5 minutes. Maybe it was just because it was 3 separate songs, but that felt way shorter. So the only downside for me on this one is really the quality, unfortunately. I have heard another song from this soundtrack, so I'm at least aware that the music isn't this crunchy all the time. It's just this uploader didn't upload the best quality versions of these intros, and I see why this was requested this way. Just because it was probably the only one that did upload all of them in one video. And especially for my members, I encourage giving me like multiple songs as long as they fit within a certain time limit. And this just already being together totally makes sense. But it does unfortunately affect my listening experience, especially on songs like this that are so harmonically tight that I'm sure there's details I'm missing as a result of it. Not too many, because it wasn't the worst audio quality ever, but it also definitely could have been better, so I'm sure there are better versions out there, and I'm not going to judge it based on the upload quality. It just does affect what I'm hearing, so it will affect what I can say versus what I probably would have said otherwise. But largely, this entire thing, all 3 of them, were so heavily focused on the vocals and the harmonies, the melodies too in that second one, how they were counter melodies, the 2 different songs effectively being sung at the same time by 2 different people. That was really cool. Worked with the intro very well. You could see the visual goings on, kind of keeping track of everything there, so I wasn't getting lost as why there were 2 people singing. And then especially the third one with those harmonies, oh god, they were so tight. All 3 of them were beautifully woven together. It's hard. I want to stress, it is hard to get harmonies this close and that tight while still sounding pretty. You know, a lot of the time when you're writing songs like this, the point is to kind of grate you a little bit. It's supposed to rub against the other part to make it feel a little bit more tense. You know, you don't want something that's entirely beautiful. Like, they did hit that one really nice resolved chord in there in that third song, and I was like, you know, like, that's really cool. But the fact that they didn't end with that and they decided to lean more into those harmonies that are a little bit more counterproductive to each other is really neat musically. It's basically a smorgasbord of sound for people who love to hear that sort of thing like myself. So I'm just listening to this like, ooh, it just, that's like, for me, that's the ASMR scratches. I don't like ASMR personally, but this is the sort of thing, these tight harmonies are the thing that make me go, ooh, that's cool. Ooh, I like the way that sounded. It doesn't necessarily give me the response, but I also just love and respect the time it takes to be able to write something that's that dense musically, harmonically. It is so dangerous to do that because you could fuck it up so easily, but people manage to do it. Those who know what they're doing can pull it off, much like the people who wrote this one. So I love that. Everything else was just pretty, honestly. Like, the rest of it was pretty standard fare for this like fantasy edge of music that they were going for, but those vocals are really what hold this together. I believe I also made commentary about that for the other video that I made on this game, so I'm pretty sure that that's like a staple for their sound, is getting those tight harmonies in there and making these vocals really clean. As crazy and chaotic as they are, it sounds so clean. And there's really not much to talk about in them specifically, but those multiple moments I was like, oh, they changed it up, they switched a beat, they took something out. There were multiple spots in different songs where they like cut out a whole measure, or they like switched the time signature for one measure in the middle of a standard measure. Like halfway through a movement, they were like, now it's something else. And that's so jarring, but it works at times. It caught me off guard a few times, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Just because it doesn't flow naturally doesn't mean it's a bad thing. If anything, that can bridge some more creative elements to be added to the song, because you're breaking conformity. You're now making the listener hear something they're not anticipating, and you're preparing them for potentially something further that doesn't make sense. In some cases, and maybe for these, it might be related to the plot. Maybe they're trying to prepare you for that one moment in the plot where it's like, whoa, that came out of nowhere, you know, like just priming you a little bit for those moments. It might not be, but it very well could be. I've seen that happen a lot of times when they take just a measure, or sometimes just a simple beat out of a measure, and the time signature stays the same. It's just enough to make you kind of go, Jesus, like it's almost like a jump scare, but a very soft one, just making you aware that this is not a conformity sort of thing. There are problems, there are issues, you are going to have to confront them, and not everything is going to go your way or the expected path. So that's just a subconscious sort of psychological thing that some musicians will do, some composers will throw in there, is just throwing a time signature in to change the entire mood of the song. Sure, you could do that easily. You switch from a 4/4 to a 3/4, you're going to get a different version of the song. You're going to have something that feels a little bit more swingy when you go to a 3/4 versus a 4/4. It's going to have a little bit more of a bounce to it, like a waltz or something that would be in 3/4. But when you remove one beat, it's like a complete slap to the face, because you never know where that's going to go. Are they going to change something else up? Are they going to just start cranking up the BPM of the song? Who knows, you know? So taking out that one little bit is very, very brave. And I'm sure it means something. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I could tell you what it might mean. So that's what I did here. But I've yapped enough for this video. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this and you want to request something else, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if like Wrenchin did, you want to guarantee that I listen to something, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships. There's a tier that will force me to listen to whatever you want. I don't care who it's by, where it's from, what it's about. If it's good, bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!